Going on, y'all? This your big brother K-Rino. No, y'all ain't seen me since 1931, huh? But back in the building, want to cover a few things. I will patiently wait on some of y'all to enter into the building. As you come in, be sure to hit that like button. Do your big brother a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you have subscribed to the channel already, um, hit up a friend, family member, associate, total stranger, whoever, and make them subscribe as well. Let them know, hey, this is what's going on, man. Hit the like button as you come in, y'all. We're gonna talk about a few things. I don't plan to hold y'all long today. I really don't. I really don't plan to hold y'all long, but it's been a while since we talked, since I was released from YouTube prison. And now we back on this truth. You know, if y'all want to, y'all can drop your city and state as you come in. You know, I'm always happy to know the diverse places that y'all show your big brother love from, whether it be right here in the city of Houston or whether it be halfway all the way around the world. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll address a little few questions as y'all are coming in. I see a few people already here. If you want to get my books, I got 2 books. Go to southparkcoalition.net. I've written 2 books. One, Life Lessons and Lyrics, and my second book, Behind These Bars. And you can get both of those from southparkcoalition.net. For a lot of people today, a lot of people are celebrating what's called Easter Sunday. And here's my deal. If you choose to celebrate Easter or any of the Western holidays, that's strictly your choice. But I want to advise everybody to do our best. I didn't say do your best. I said do our best. That means I'm including myself in that as well, to always try to operate on facts and do research the best that you can, so anything that you are partaking in, anything that you are participating in, you will have a thorough knowledge of it, which will put you in a position to defend it, defend the truth of it. Because sometimes we can kind of blindly go about our way through life, and for years and years and years, we can follow falsehoods that have been either imposed on us, that have been traditionally implemented into us. And when those things happen, we just kind of just blindly go along, not realizing that some of the very things that we've been taught all our life are not necessarily factually sound. So if today is a day you celebrate, I would advise people to celebrate the life of the man, not the lie that they imposed on the man. And we don't want to get caught up in language that we misuse based on tradition. And what do I mean by that? Like when we use the term Good Friday, we use that term in reference to the um, the murder of the man that we call Jesus, the man that we call Yahshua, the man that whatever name you call him by. If you celebrate Good Friday, I don't think if one of your parents or friends or family members were murdered on a particular day of the week, I don't think that you would move forward into life referring to that day as a good day. You wouldn't call Good Thursday the day that your uncle got killed. Oh yeah, the day is Good Thursday. That's the day they killed Uncle Joe. You wouldn't refer to that. We also have been traditionally, I would use the word deceived, in some cases programmed, but deceived to do other things such as even as simple as wearing a cross around our neck. And some people say, well, it's just a symbol that represents our love for the Savior, represents our love for the man. But again, and we've heard this millions of times, we wouldn't want to glorify the weapon that was used to kill our uncle or our family member. How did Uncle Joe die? Somebody beat him upside the head with a 2x4 to death. We're not going to walk around with a symbol of a 2x4 around our neck to honor somebody that we love that was murdered. Just doesn't make sense. I'm not being disrespectful to anyone who subscribes to that. Just trying to make us think, to have a panoramic view of how this thing is set up. And people will say, oh man, that stuff is not important. That stuff ain't major. That stuff ain't serious. It don't mean nothing. It is what it is. No. Symbols and symbolism do mean something. And the reason why it does mean something is because they are at times used as means to deceive people, to deceive us. And we put good energy into the wrong things. We cannot dismiss that as being harmless. We can't do that. So when we wear a symbol that represents death, it's almost like we're glorifying the death itself. When we acknowledge pagan rituals that have nothing to do with principles, good principles, then we're contributing to the whole deception. Every year around this time, I like to post one of my songs. It's called Lifting the Veil. I usually put it on my Facebook channel or something. I just shoot it out there because a lot of this stuff I talk about in that song. But again, I'm not shooting those slugs at anybody who celebrates this day as being as a holiday. But we got to understand something about the word holiday. It's only a pronunciation when we say it like that. We say holiday, but it's really derived from holy day. So the word holy means pure and untampered with. If what we celebrate as a holy day has been tampered with and is not pure, then it's no longer holy. It's been cut, it's been remixed, it's been revised and changed and stepped on. Y'all hit the like button for me as y'all come in, man. We can't be dismissive of the truth. And that's not to say that we are perfect beings. It's not to say that we are walking around here like we righteous examples, because I can clearly tell you that I'm not. And even without knowing y'all, I know y'all ain't either. But we have to try to execute the steel sharpening steel principle on each other and feed each other truth when we get it or when we know it and when we have it, and to study it in a way that we're able to defend it. And a lot of people will say, well, man, I got children and I just kind of just like to let my children participate in the fun of the Easter egg hunts and the things of that nature, man. It's just fun, but it sets a standard that's beneath the standard of truth. So if we try to use the fact that, okay, we're going to just put our children in this and they want to go find eggs and all that, and it's just for the sake of fun and that kind of participation, well, man, look, you got 364 other days out the year that you can do that. That's like we talk about when you talk about Valentine's Day, right? And a lot of the women get real, you can have some real problems on your hands as a man in a relationship if you don't step to the plate for your woman on Valentine's Day. You could face some real issues in your life because we've been tricked into focusing on that one day to make it appear as if, as a man, if I don't do something on that day for this woman that I've been rocking with all year long, then I'm the worst dude in the world. But what about the other 364 days of the year? If you a good dude and you might just bust out of left field and do something real special for your lady on August the 3rd. Just a random day. Turn around and do it again December the 15th. And those types of things will set a standard now that makes her understand, well, hey, it ain't about just one day. It's about the things that he just does for me every day. But the society, this Western society that we live in, it sets it up like that because it's a money grab. So they know coming in, rolling into the new year, rolling out of the old year into the new year, starting at around Halloween, money rush for the Halloween season, money rush for the Thanksgiving season, money rush for the Christmas season. It's all backdoor. Money rush into the new year, money rush into February. It's like 4 or 5 months straight where we spending all this bread, and guilt trips are being held over our head if we don't participate in these things from a financial standpoint. It's about money and it's about deception. The devil would deceive the whole world, and he's done it. So we'll celebrate Easter. We don't even know where the name Easter comes from. Many of us don't know. We don't even know why is it called Easter in the first place. We just grow up. Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. You got your Easter basket. Hey, you got to put on your Easter clothes. Come on, son, we're gonna go buy you an Easter suit. Let's go get these Easter eggs. But we never question, well, why is it called Easter? We never say, what does the rabbit have to do with the resurrection of the Savior? What does that have? What does the bunny rabbit have to do? What does the egg have to do with it? And we are grown men and women now. We were children believing that and following into that because we just children, we just having fun. But we were being enabled And now we're doing the enabling, painting the eggs. I won't go into the history of all that. But if y'all heard my song Lifting the Veil, go listen to that song. You'll know the history of that. Or go study it for yourself. You don't have to listen to the song. And you'll see that the rituals that we follow under the name of the Savior are rooted in some of the most sick, perverted practices that you could think of. This is just a fact. I'm not telling no lies. See? So once you come into the knowledge of this and you see it for what it is, will we still continue to go down and follow that cycle of leading our children into that? And they'll eventually lead their children into that, and it keeps going on and on and on, all for the sake of, hey man, it's just some innocent fun that we want to have with our children. See? So, so at the end of the day, man, we have to focus on facts over emotions. And that's something that's real hard for a lot of us to do, is focus on facts over emotions, because our emotions tell us one thing, even when the facts are right in our face. And facts are like this pen. This pen don't care what happens around it, doesn't care what you do around it, what you do to it, throw it in the air. It's gonna be what it is. This pen is gonna be what it is, regardless. That's how facts are. This pen don't care what I think about it. Don't care what you think about it. You can call this pen ugly. You can say this pen looks stupid. The pen has no opinion on it one way or the other. The pen is what it is. That's how facts exist. You can't change it. But if you get in your feelings about it, because you feel as though your foundation and the foundational belief system that you have been subscribing to for years or for all your life, if you feel like somebody is threatening that, then you're being emotional. Who is strong enough to hear raw truth and digest it, even if that truth speaks against what you've been following all your life? Who among us is tough enough to swallow that kind of pill? See? The reason why we don't necessarily swallow that pill is because receiving knowledge like that, or any kind of knowledge, it usually comes with a responsibility that's placed on us to modify our practices. And a lot of times we don't want to modify our practices. So what if you've been rocking for 10 years, 5, 6, 20 years, whatever, and you've built up your family and all that, and you got little children that they may be 8, 9 years old, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and y'all have been celebrating Easter and going through those rituals all those years, then you come into that truth. And all of a sudden this year you say, well, no, we're not doing that this year. But you know it's going to put the family in an uproar because everybody was ready to participate. But you change it up and say, nah, I've learned some things about this day, about this practice. What we will do, we'll celebrate The Savior will do that. But sorry, son, sorry, daughter, won't be no Easter egg hunt this year. Won't be no chocolate bunny rabbits this year. Won't be none of that. What's going to happen? You're going to run into opposition. You're going to run into opposition outside of your own house. Because grandma going to be mad. Because she likes to do things for Easter and Christmas and for the babies. Your significant other might get mad. Male or female, whichever one come, the female might come into the knowledge and say, we're not doing that. The male might say, or vice versa. But if it's truth, you got to stand on it. I ain't trying to break up no households. Don't get it twisted. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. See? So this is a day that people hold in high regard simply because that's how we have been taught. It's not our fault at the origins of it. We've been taught like that. You think that I ain't never went on an Easter egg hunt before in my life? Of course I have. I was finding them eggs. The green ones, the red ones, the blue ones, everything. That's how we was taught. We didn't know. But when you come into the ability to learn yourself, or you were taught by somebody who has the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, they give it to you, it's like, whoa, I got a responsibility. And I do music. So I thank God that I was able to have an outlet to express the truth that I was able to be blessed to find out. See? Shout out to Nate the Great. Peace to you, my brother. Peace to you, my brother. Nate the Great, thank you for your donation, family. Assalamu alaikum to you. And blessings to you and your family. A lot of people are waking up, though. And I will say that. A lot of people, a lot of churches, a lot of Christian churches are slowly starting to alter their teachings a little bit. I think I know why. See, you have the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you have Minister Farrakhan, who've been teaching on this stuff forever. Every time it comes around, not to mention the ministers up under them. And a lot of the churches, they start to pick up on that. Because the truth, when it's revealed like that, it cracks your mind open, and you're like, whoa. So in order to keep the people engaged, hey man, you got to put money aside and start focusing on teaching people what they need to know. Because the Savior wouldn't want you telling lies on him. Just saying it for what it is. Some of the fairy tale level teachings that have been attributed to Jesus, what would he think about that? I feel like he would ask the same questions that some of us ask. He'd be like, explain the bunny rabbit to me. Explain the eggs to me. Explain my assassination being called Good Friday. Explain that. Is that Tahia 9? I see you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Tahia 9. Appreciate the donation. Appreciate the love. We just got to get wiser. We can't be the same people we was 50, 100 years ago when we really didn't have a choice to be what we were. We didn't have a say-so in what was presented to us as truth. We weren't even allowed to read. And it was a punishment if you was caught learning to read. We are not subjected to that anymore. So now, since we're not subjected to that, we don't have no excuse. Yah's poet Yahoo said, you can't get 3 days from Friday to Sunday. And that's another important point that doesn't get addressed enough. If Christ resurrected in 3 days, that would have put him on a Monday, not a Sunday. It would be Friday, Saturday, 2 days, not 3 full days. Or it would be Saturday, Sunday, if you don't count the day he was killed. But on the same token, if we go back to your Uncle Joe, if Uncle Joe got killed, the exact date that Uncle Joe lost his life will be instantly recorded. It wouldn't change every year. It wouldn't change. We can't say Uncle Joe got killed on a Friday, then we're going to celebrate it, or not celebrate it, but we're going to acknowledge it next year. It'll be, I'm sorry, not on the Friday, on the 15th. Then the next year, we're going to acknowledge it on the 18th. Then the year after that, it'll be on the 14th. Then the year after that, the 16th. See? We celebrate this day on a different date every year. That's not actual fact and reality. Apocalyptic Minister, what's up, my brother? I appreciate the support. They say just bought both the books. No, thank you for the blessing, bro. I appreciate it, man. My books are located at southparkcoalition.net. South Park, like the cartoon, coalition.net. And when you click music store, you'll see where you can purchase both books. And this one is just like a life story, man. It's just me telling parts of my life. And this one is for every fan of lyricism, every fan of writing, period. I don't care if you're a poet, rapper, novelist. This is a lesson in writing. It breaks down how I put together some of my songs and just the intricate process of how I did it. If you're a fan of that, then you'll like that book. I see you, Chase Fitting Game. Said you're curious of my opinion on the Black Panthers. I got nothing but love for the Black Panthers, past and present. Nothing but love and respect for all of our Black organizations that have come down the pipe. Love the Panthers. Everybody had a role in our fight for freedom, justice, and equality. Groups like the Panthers had a role, and they played that role to the fullest, without fear and without compromise. So from the past to the present, Number love. Salute to the Panthers. My brother, the OG, Triple X, said rabbits don't lay eggs. Factual information. I'm gonna give y'all shout outs too. I saw Rapper K in the chat, and I see my brother Triple X. Once I get this info out, once I get what's on my mind off my mind, I'm gonna make sure y'all get y'all OG salutes. Y'all know how we do it. DJ Rec, y'all subscribe to the homie DJ Rec's YouTube channel. Appreciate the love. Dougie Doug said, and this is according to the Gregorian calendar, right? Absolutely. Starting in the 1500s or so, sounds like someone is moving the goalpost. Yeah, no question. You know, we are operating on the Western Gregorian calendar. And like I say, the date changes every year. The date of Easter changes every year. I want to really turn the page for a second, y'all, because I want to shout out love and respect to a couple of people. I first want to send condolences to a homie of mine, Brother Rodney. When I met him, he was Rodney Mays. He passed away as Rodney Muhammad, and he passed away earlier today. And I knew this brother because he was in the music business and he was around us early on. He worked for our record company when I first was getting going on my solo career. And he was heavy into marketing and promoting, and he had a mouthpiece. He would shop our music to record labels and draw interest from labels. He would really work your project, man. And he passed away today after a long fight. I don't know what he was fighting, but it don't matter. And I just want to acknowledge my brother and his family, man. I also want to shout out to the OG, to the legend DMX, because I'm sure as many of you know, as all of y'all know, DMX is in the hospital right now, going through his situation right now. It was said that he had overdosed and had a heart attack or whatever. I don't know the actual facts and the details of what. I just know that he's fighting. And I see you, Arena. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Tony T. And what compelled me to want to speak about DMX today is after seeing a clip that I had never saw before. I saw it last night of him talking to, I think, Talib Kweli about how this cat that he came up with that he thought was a friend introduced him to smoking crack, but he slipped it on him. And it made me think about how a lot of conditions that we go through in life it's not our fault. Some of the things we do are self-imposed once we understand and we got enough knowledge and sense to know what we should and shouldn't be doing. But that story that DMX told about how a friend of his, a so-called friend of his, passed a blunt to him that was laced with some dope in it. And from that point at 14 years old, that sent him into a lifetime of drug abuse and drug addiction. And he did not deserve for that to happen to him, because that was not his choice, though many might say it was his choice to actually smoke what he thought he was smoking. It still was not his choice to be tricked with a different substance that eventually put him on a path of addiction that he was fighting for the rest of his life and still fighting. That's a terrible thing to do, man. It's like slipping a female a roofie, then taking advantage of her. It's like putting something in somebody's food, poisoning somebody's food, and it makes them sick. But in this particular instance, you have people, and it's always been like this in the streets, man. You have people who participate in things themselves, and they want to get other people hooked on it just like they are. Or they so sick in the mind, they feel like they looking out for you. You got people who back in those days, they all they want to do, they just want to smoke a little weed. That's what they do. But we know now in this day and time, and I tell this to a lot of my buddies, I've said this for years to a lot of my buddies that smoke weed, and if you gonna smoke it, I can't stop you from smoking weed. You're grown, I can't stop you, whether I condone it or not. But I would tell my buddies at times, hey man, don't just smoke with anybody. You don't just show up and then you get out the car to go in the corner store and you see some cats that know you. Hey, what's up, boy? Oh, man. And they pass you, but you don't know what they smoking. In DMX's case, it was a friend of his. It was somebody he knew and trusted. So that you still can't even do it. See? You can't get down with everybody because everybody doesn't have your best intentions at heart. They don't have it. They don't love you like that. And people want to see how other people gonna react. I've seen it. You ever seen somebody blow weed smoke in a dog's face? And they do it because we want to see how the dog gonna act if the dog is high. See the thought, the way it's like no regard for the person who ain't trying to participate in that. Future 78, thank you for the love. Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that, Future. But we got to be careful, man. We got to be careful where we eat, what we drink, where we drink it. For those who like to partake in a little weed smoke, you better be careful who you smoking around and smoking with. You better be careful what blunt you accept that's passed to you and who is coming from. Because, see, we used to call it primos back in the days. When you lace marijuana with cocaine or with crack, we call that a primo. That boy smoking the moles. See? And people a lot of times are never the same once they get hit like that, and it wasn't his choice. If a person tells you, well, hey man, we over here doing this, we snorting lines over here, man. Y'all, you ain't ready for this. And he go, okay, well, I want to do that. That's on him. Still don't make it right. But to not give a person a choice. And I won't get into the types of weed that's different from now, and I ain't doing that. So shout out to DMX, because you could see the pain in him when he was telling that story 30 some years later. The hurt that was in him to tell that story, because he was experiencing different levels of pain while he was reflecting on that story. He was thinking about the betrayal from his friend, his so-called friend. He was thinking about the lifelong struggle that he has had to go through because of what was done to him. And I'm sure that a day didn't go by when he was caught in the throes of that addiction that had a hold on him that he couldn't break. A day don't go by that you don't think about that first initial moment that thrusted you in that in the first place. You're like, man, that wasn't even my fault. Trusted this dude. See? So the courage that he had to even tell his story, that just raised my respect level for him 10 times higher. Because a lot of people don't have the courage to even express that like that, especially a lot of men, because we got to always try to be hard. We got to always act like we bulletproof, like nothing affects us. But you as a man, you experience pain too. And I'm not talking about no physical pain. I'm talking about just internal, mental, and emotional stress and pain, trauma. Men go through that too. Shout out to Reverend Martin Luther King, who was assassinated on this day, April the 4th, 1968. And see, that's what it's like with Martin Luther King, the day of his assassination does not change. We're going to acknowledge his greatness on this day, as well as the day of his birth. But on April 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was shot down the top steps of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. So we can't forget about this day. We can't forget about the contributions and the lifelong work of Dr. Martin Luther King. And we can use these moments to understand the two Martin Luther Kings that we saw in his lifetime. One was the let's march, let's love the racist until he loves us, until he doesn't hate us anymore. Let's turn the other cheek. And then that was the other one that came later on in his life that they don't teach you about. That was the one who spoke out against the Vietnam War, which was really one of the things that set the ball rolling. They was already on his head before that. And whatever opinions you have about Dr. Martin Luther King, I mean, you're entitled to those opinions. But a man's work speaks for itself. And he spoke against the Vietnam War. He started going hard against the United States government. He even started to question some of his earlier stances on the racial situation in America and how to deal with the racist white supremacist structure. He started to alter his thinking. He met with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who believed in separation as opposed to integration. And Martin Luther King himself later on said that he feared that he had integrated his people into a burning house. And there were other things, other positions that he took later on in his life, which really ramped up the hatred. You got to understand, they hated Martin Luther King when he was trying to love them. It's kind of cats you dealing with. When he was trying to kumbaya and turn the other cheek and hold hands and all that, when they hated him then. So you know, if he, once he started making a turn, and he hadn't even made the full turn yet, but he was turning. You know, once that happened, they was gonna ramp up the action. They wanted him dead regardless. And see, and this is a pattern. J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI and the counterintelligence program, they said they wanted to prevent the rise of a black messiah. And they had a few people on the radar as the potential black messiahs. See? There were a lot of people on the radar, just like it is today. So they knew the influence and the power that a Martin Luther King had. Love him or hate him, they knew the influence that he had. See, and these principles have not changed. It's the same like it is in the music business. It's the same like it is in sports. The people who sit at the top of those industries who have influence over the masses, and I speak particularly about the masses of black people, they want to silence them. They want to get to those people to kind of get in their ear and be like, hey, watch what you say, watch what you do. Be careful who you associate with. Be careful who you retweet. This is the age we living in now. Be careful what clips you repost. And if you are built in a way that don't pay no attention to what they say, you don't fear them, then they'll come after you. They'll seek to slander you. They'll try to tear you down. They'll try to jam you up because you didn't obey. Somebody said Fred Hampton. No doubt. See? When you have power and influence over the people, the very people that they are trying to maintain power and influence over, it becomes a war. It's a tug of war now. You pulling the people towards you, they pulling the people towards them. And if your pull starts to get too strong, what they gonna do when your pull get too strong? Or what they gonna try to do? See? Try to eliminate the problem. Eliminate the problem. America is the land of the assassination. Master assassins. Immortal said, assassinate your character. They'll assassinate your character, and when assassinating your character don't get the job done, they will physically assassinate you. They will assassinate your anatomy. if you don't bow down to them. Now, if you bow down, oh, you good then. They'll let you hang around for a while then because they saw that you were not as bold as you come off to be. We can just pull you in a room or make a phone call and we can get him right. They know who they can straighten up and they know who they can't straighten up. So keep that in mind, y'all, as you move forward. See? That's why I've been in hiatus for the last 3 weeks. Because facts cause fear. And facts are labeled as misinformation. Facts will be labeled as misinformation. All right, y'all, man. Let me do this real quick. I don't know if my brothers are still in the chat, but Rapper K was in the building and my brother Triple X, man. Those are South Park Coalition OGs. So I need y'all to give some salutes to my OGs, man. Peace signs, power fists, whatever you got, man. 100s, you know what I'm saying? Just flood the chat with salutes to my OGs, Rapper K and my brother Triple X, man. Yeah, we gonna always dollar bill. Hey, man, I need to holler at you, man, because you know they got that commercial running and you put down some heat on that thing, man. Yeah, peace signs up, man. Power fists up for South Park Coalition OGs. The reason why I do this, man, is because keep them coming. The South Park Coalition is the first clique really to come out of the South, period. I can't say we was the first rap organization, rap clique ever. I wouldn't be foolish enough to say that, but in the Southern region, there was no organization, a group of MCs, DJs, producers doing it until we did it, till we started in 1987. Nobody. And Rapper K is an original member. Triple X came along a few years later, OG member, 30-year members, man, that helped me build this up. So when they come in, when they hit the scene, I got to let y'all know who they are and y'all pay homage. That's how we do it. Ron Johnson said, where can we find the video YouTube removed when I was talking about the vaccines? You can't find it now. They removed it. They removed it. Let me see who else we got. Let me get a few comments in here. Cause I told you I wasn't gonna hold y'all long, and I'm not. CR Stocks. I appreciate that love, man. Yeah. I got 2 albums getting ready to drop. Hopefully in late May. 2 albums. 2 albums coming. Not 1, but 2. If y'all see a name in this chat that says Martial Arts Production, I know y'all probably saw it coming up the screen. That's my homie Dollar Bill, man, and he has sent me some fire tracks, man, for this project. He always was dope, but like anybody in anything that y'all do, anything in life, you should strive to get better. And his production has got increasingly better over the years, man, to where he done went crazy. Now he totally he lost it. He's gone now. He's sending me heat. after heat after heat. James Chambers said, did you ever do any songs with Big Floyd? No, I never did any songs with George Floyd. I didn't even know George was rapping in all the years I knew him. And I didn't see him a lot. I ran into George Floyd on the basketball court, never in the rap arenas. I didn't find out that he was even spitting. I didn't know he was on screw tapes. I didn't know none of that till after he had already been murdered by the pig Derek Chauvin. All right. Much love, Louise Harry Shepard. Tara said, how can you purchase my albums? You go to southparkcoalition.net. Go right now, South Park Code. Now this is for physical copies. Now, if you want digital, if you want to just go through those channels, then you go through all the digital platforms, iTunes and all that. But if you still want CDs, I can't find one of my CDs around here. But don't let nobody fool you. People still rocking CDs. I see too many people still slanging CDs and buying CDs. You know, we're gonna rock them till they are extinct. If you want physical copies, if you want that organic, natural experience of opening the CD, reading the credits, see who produced what song, see what studio it was recorded. If you want that experience that we grew up loving, part of the experience of buying an album back in the days was being able to look at the insert and see who produced what songs. If there was a rapper on the record that we didn't know, now, who is this dude? We could look at the credits and say, oh, this is such, that's his name, that's her name. Can't always necessarily do that digitally. So my albums and both my books can be purchased at southparkcoalition.net. This is the first book. This is the second one. Anybody in here from Dallas, Texas? Dallas, Fort Worth, surrounding areas. Anybody, if you from Dallas or surrounding areas, let me know some kind of way. Chunk me up a peace sign or just let me know you in Dallas or Fort Worth, anywhere in those areas. And yes, Orpheus, we ship to Greece. All over the world, man. If you live underneath the sea, we'll send you a CD. I'll be in Dallas, Texas. We're closer to Fort Worth, to my understanding. Richland Hills. I'll be in Dallas, in that area, that Dallas-Fort Worth area. Me and Point Blank will be there on the 17th doing a book signing. I'm gonna pull out, every time I say book, I'm gonna pull them out. I'll be doing about it today on the 17th of this month for a book signing, meet and greet, social distancing in effect, of course, you know, safety first. But we will be in the area live. Come holler at your big brothers. Mr. C, come on through. Grim Cook, you say you're in Oklahoma. If you ain't too far, I know Oklahoma's sitting right on top of us, and Dallas is closer to that border. Come on through. Come on through. We can send anywhere, man. Anywhere in the world. If you order an album or book, you will get it. Walaikum salam, brother. Ali Bam. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Nate the Great. You don't see the books? When you go on the site, southparkcoalition.net, click Music Store. Click the link that says Music Store, and you should be able to see them. Brother Taurus, I just got through talking about DMX. You must have stepped in the kitchen to put your hand in the cookie jar. Much love to y'all, man. I'll be back on here soon. I don't go live a lot. Even before I got suspended, I didn't go live a lot. But I'm gonna hit y'all when it's time, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace and love.